Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm checking out the Rainsong WS1000 reissue guitar. So if you've been to my channel before, you will have seen me talk about Rainsong guitars. These are carbon fiber guitars, and I've done many videos and interviews with Rainsong and spoke about the benefits of Rainsong guitars, so check out those videos on my channel if you haven't already. Basically, as you may know, with a Rainsong guitar or a carbon fiber guitar, you're able to leave them out, not worry about humidity, because there's zero wood in this guitar. There's no wood at all. There is a pickup system, so obviously be a little bit careful with the guitar. Don't go throwing it in the lake or anything. But as far as humidity is concerned, you haven't got to worry about these things with these guitars, and that is the big benefit of them. The great thing about this guitar, and there's many things I like about it, let's go through them one by one. First of all is the neck. We've got the N1 neck again on this guitar, on this model. The N1 neck is thinner than the necks have been in the last few years. We've had the N2 neck on many Rainsongs. And for a while, when I first got this guitar, I wasn't sure which neck I preferred. I actually felt like there's things I liked about both of them. But I'm glad I took a while to make this review, because what I can tell you now is I've been reaching for this guitar the most between the two Rainsongs. If you like the bigger necks, then it's definitely worth checking those out. But since most of my guitars have slimmer necks, and I play a lot of electric guitar as well, I love this neck. I find it incredibly comfortable, and when I'm practicing my guitar, I want to use this neck. And the great thing about these guitars is you do tend to leave them out all the time, because they're not affected by temperature or humidity. So if you have one of these and you leave it out on a stand or a hanger, you're probably going to reach for this one the most. And if it's got that super comfortable neck, in my opinion, of course, then you'll reach for it even more. It's not super slim, but it's a slimmer profile to the N2 for sure. Now, it is a glossy guitar, as you can see from all the reflections. I think that looks nice. It's going to pick up fingerprints and pick scratches as well. I've been playing this a lot, and there's some micro scratches on it. You can also see I've picked up a lot of fingerprints just from touching the guitar. I actually cleaned this down before the video, and now you can see you've got fingerprints. That's the same with any black gloss object, right? You're going to get that on anything. I think it looks really nice, and that's not really a problem for me to have the glossy finish, but just something to be aware of. There's no pick guard either, which I like, but you're going to get the pick scratches if you play with a heavy pick, like I do. Check out the tuners. These are kind of modern Rainsong branded tuners. They work really well, and they're easy to adjust because they've got screws on the end of them. And there's your headstock with your Rainsong logo. This is a regular scale guitar, it's not short scale. There's your shark inlays, which are very nicely done. The workmanship on this is excellent. Then you've got your pins in the saddle there. And I'll show you the back as well. I really like the look of the carbon. You know, this guitar has made me think, if you're going to get a carbon guitar, then just get a carbon guitar. I do appreciate the way this looks like a traditional guitar. This is like a kind of medium-sized guitar, like a GPC Grand Performance. Rainsong call this the WS1000 N1 reissue. I also love the fact, though, it's unapologetically carbon. It's really light. I'll put the weight on the screen. This is the lightest guitar of this size I own. It's incredibly light, which means it's great just to pick up and sit down and practice and throw in a gig bag and take out with you. I think that's what you want from a carbon instrument. You want it to be light and fast and portable and all those things, and you get that with this. It's definitely lighter than the other Rainsongs that I've had, which is really cool. So let's talk about a few things here. First of all, we have a pickup. This is a built-in pickup in the side of the guitar. Some people don't like this on a wooden guitar because it ruins the look. Or they say it ruins the look. That's obviously a personal opinion. I think this is useful because if you're buying this to use on stage, or if you do play on stage, it's really nice to have a volume control and an EQ and a tuner. You've got a tuner here as well. And also the battery is easy to replace. It's right here, as you can see. So I'm a fan of this design. But this is the element that comes with this model. I prefer the Anthem most of the time, and I will be making a video in the future to show you how to switch this out for the Anthem pickup. Because when you buy this particular model, you have to get this pickup with it. So I'll show you how to switch this out in a future video. If you're interested in seeing that, do subscribe and ring the bell. But there are a few things to bear in mind that are good about this system. It has a mid control that the Anthem version doesn't. And it also has a slightly hotter output. You get about 6 to 8 dB more of gain with this. Having said that, I would still prefer the Anthem version for the tone that you get. And those things are not a problem for me in practice, but just something worth knowing, and watch out for that future video. But I will give you a quick demo of what this system sounds like. I'm going to plug in direct and play you some examples. And one thing worth mentioning with a carbon guitar like this, I find, is that they pick up more body sound than most wood guitars do. For example, if I tap on the guitar, you will see that you get quite a bit of sound come through just the undersaddle pickup, because all this is an undersaddle pickup and the preamp here. So you're going to see when I tap on it in the video that you get quite a bit of sound come through, and you'll hear what it sounds like. It's a very usable sound. Some people like this sound. I personally prefer a dual source system, and that's why I'm going to switch it out. But this is what it sounds like. Okay, some other things worth mentioning, and these are not really criticisms, they're things to be aware of, and they may be criticisms to you depending on how you feel, but there's no truss rod in this neck. Now the thing is, before you say anything, you don't need one, because if they set it up right from the factory, you never have to touch the truss rod. Now you might say to me, well, actually, I want to be able to adjust it for certain playing styles or recording. I get that. Sometimes I do add relief and I want to really dig into the strings. So I do understand that. And if you want that and you want the slightly larger neck profile, the U-shaped profile, then get a guitar with the N2 neck. But I was concerned about this and it hasn't been an issue at all. And I do play really heavy as well. So I have absolutely no complaints about this setup. I have no desire to raise the saddle or adjust the neck. I think they do a great job from the factory with this. Having said that, do bear in mind, there is no truss rod. I also think that makes the guitar lighter a bit as well, which I am a fan of. So I definitely prefer this N1 neck. I love the feel of it. I love the size of it. I love the fact there's no truss rod. I love the fact that makes the guitar lighter. And I also love the fact it doesn't tempt me to play with the truss rod as I sometimes do on my other guitars. So for me, having no truss rod is a plus. But for you, it may be a plus, it may not. But it's just something to be aware of. And then the frets, the fretwork is excellent. So this whole setup and fretwork is great. I would like to see stainless steel frets, but that would probably add to the cost. But you can replace these frets with stainless steel frets if you want to. Once these wear out, I would definitely have stainless steel frets put in this guitar. And the great thing about that is, if I had stainless steel frets on this guitar, I could potentially play this guitar for the rest of my life. Because the carbon would be super durable and the frets would be super durable. So think about it. With a carbon guitar and stainless steel frets, you don't have to pay for work on your guitar either. If you get it set up to your liking at the time, it will last you the rest of your life. And hey, if you play lightly, this may last you the rest of your life as well. But I would like to see a version in the future with stainless steel frets. I've made no secret of that in my videos. Stainless steel frets for me are a great thing on guitars because I don't like the idea of having to wear through the frets and having to get them replaced or even just crowned, okay? And then one more thing, this comes with a hard shell case. Now, a lot of people love that. A lot of people say, yes, we don't want gig bags. You know, with a guitar like this, I kind of wish it did come with a gig bag, but a really heavy-duty, high-quality gig bag. Because this is a guitar that's so light anyway and so durable, I want to just throw it in a bag and hit the road. I don't want to grab a case that weighs like 5 times the weight of the guitar. That's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. A hard shell case for me is to protect a wooden guitar from humidity and temperature. This doesn't need that. Having said that, I don't think that's going to change. It seems to be a good way for Rainsong to ship the guitars. safely, even though I'm sure they'd be safe without one. They're very protected in those hard shell cases, so I get it. I think you should consider purchasing a high quality gig bag, and Rainsong can direct you to a place that will sell gig bags that fit their guitars. So just reach out to Rainsong. But yeah, they're the changes that I would make, and luckily they're all changes that I can do myself. So I'm going to change the pickup to the Anthem. When these frets eventually wear out, I will have them replaced with stainless steel frets, and I'd love to make a video about doing that as well at some point. And I have an excellent quality gig bag that I'll be using with this because I'm all about traveling light. As you know, if you watch my channel, I take the subway a lot. I need to travel light. So I'll be using a gig bag. I don't really need the hard shell case at all, but some people do like to get a hard shell case with their guitar. So none of those points are really negatives. They're just observations and my personal opinion. What I want to say is this guitar as an instrument, it's fantastic. And if you're looking for an acoustic guitar right now, you should consider one of these. Right now, these are on special as an introductory price, and you're saving a lot of money. But I will say this, even at the full price of this instrument, I would still recommend it. So if you're watching in the future and the price has gone up to its regular price, I still highly recommend the guitar. And I recommend it to anyone, any guitarist. If you're an acoustic player looking for your new acoustic guitar, definitely consider these. I recently did a shootout where I compared this to a wood guitar, a Martin wood guitar, and a lot of people preferred this over the sound of the Martin wood guitar. Am I going to go out and sell all my wooden guitars? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm the sound hole sniffer, and this does not have much of a smell. Aside from that, I love the history of guitars. I love wood guitars. I love old guitars. I'm never going to like convert over. You could think of carbon fiber as like the Kemper of the acoustic guitar world. You know, it's easy to maintain and look after versus a tube amp, which is more work. But at the end of the day, it sounds excellent. But I still like my wooden guitars as well, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. But I definitely will say this would hold up to them. In an A-B comparison that I've done on my channel, a lot of people preferred this to both the hybrid Rainsong, which has like a piece of wood on top, basically, and a full wood Martin. A lot of people preferred the sound of this guitar. And this guitar is very loud and present and responsive. And that's what a lot of people want from an acoustic guitar. Also, if you're an electric guitarist and don't own an acoustic, maybe consider one of these, because you don't have to kind of like research how to make the adjustments and take them to a luthier and put humidipacks in them and things like that. And by the way, those humidipacks are excellent, but they add up to a lot of money over the years. So an electric player would be awesome with one of these. An electric player would love one of these, I'm sure, because you have a low action, it stays the same, and most importantly, it's always the same. With a wood guitar, sometimes the action's lower, sometimes it's higher because of the amount of humidity in the air. This guitar will always play the same, will always feel the same. And that's a good thing, I think. This guitar ships with Elixir 12-gauge strings. They use the 8020s. I do feel out of the case, this guitar is on the bright side. I don't like saying the word bright because some people see that as a negative, but it is brighter than I'm maybe expecting. I wonder why they use 8020 strings and not phosphor bronze, and that's another video I'll be doing soon. I'm going to compare the phosphor bronze to the 8020s on some guitars to see which I prefer. I've got a feeling on this guitar, since it's not hanging in the showroom and you're getting it shipped straight to you after being freshly built, I feel like maybe the phosphor bronze would be a better choice because when you take it out of the case and strum it for the first time, it will be warmer and fuller sounding than the 8020, but we'll investigate that in a future video, so stay tuned for that. So to wrap up, I'm very happy with this guitar. This is my favorite Rainsong so far. I love the neck, I love the sound, I love everything about it. I love the look as well. I can highly recommend these. They do sell direct to consumer now, but you get the return policy, so definitely check these out. Give them a chance if you haven't tried one before. Also, check out the rest of the lineup as well, and check out my past interviews and reviews on Rainsong guitars on my channel. But everything about this guitar has more than met my expectations, and I can't wait to try the other pickup as well and mess around with it some more. But highly recommend these. Check them out if you haven't already. And if you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell. I'll be back soon with more videos on acoustic guitars, pickups, performance, and other things. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.